Hey, it's Frank here with 4D Honeybee. It's August the 7th, and I'm going to do a prolonged inspection on the hives here. A quick inspection on hive number 1 there, the outside hive. Last time I came, it had 4 frames in the honey super, about 60% drawn out, and they were capping honey there. So I'm going to check that one and see if I might be putting a second super box on soon. We've got about 4 to 6 weeks of honey production left, and it'd be nice if they could fill up 2 supers. Hive number 2 there in the middle, I'm going to have an inspection on because it hasn't produced any honey yet. Same with hive number 3 here. I'll probably go a little further in depth with those 2 hives just to see what's going on in those 2 brood boxes, because they're not doing as well as hive number 1. So I'll probably break it up into 3 videos. Also hive number 2, I've had some inner lid problems with that one, so I'm going to check that out and see if I can find a solution. So thanks for joining me. Okay, so we're checking this hive just to see what the honey production is like. And I don't think I'll need to smoke these guys at all. I'm smoking my hands a little bit, but I'm also going to try this new set of frame pullers that I decided to get. And there's a good amount of bees up there. That's great. Good number of bees up in the lid, which is always good to see. No spiders present right now, but that might change. And let's see what we got here. It's kind of a rainy day here. It's 21 degrees Celsius, which is about 72, 73 Fahrenheit. And it's been a kind of a mix of rain and sun day, but it rained just about a half an hour ago, so there's not much foraging going on. So it's not the greatest beekeeping day, but my goodness, look at how good this hive is doing. Wow. There's a lot of bees up in the honey supers, which you want to see. It means they're making honey, which is great. I'm having a look for the queen. Not very likely that she'd be up here, but should always have a look for her. You never know. Still fairly new at beekeeping without gloves, and this is just the thing you have to get used to when you do this, right? Madeline, take him into the car, please. Got my daughter here with our dog, and I don't think really either should be hanging around the hive too much, just because it's not a great foraging day. I'm afraid that these bees might be ornery. Now, they've been anything but. They're amazing bees. I haven't had anything close to a sting yet, but if it's going to happen, it's going to happen on a day like today. Come on, Tara. Maddie. Madeline. Madeline. Okay, so where were we? Dog's back in the car, daughter's in the car, and we're looking at the honey production for this hive. Still looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4.5 frames that are really nicely drawn out. I've gone with 9 frames in this super so that they'll build them out wider, and you can see just what I mean here, right? You can see how you can see the wax, how they're drawing out the comb well beyond the edge of the frame, which is exactly what I want. I don't use a knife to peel back the wax. I use a roller, so it doesn't matter how far drawn out it is. The further the better, because that means you get more honey per unit frame, and it's more efficient to extract the honey. So see if I can get this back in the right spot here without shaking it up too much. So that's really good. Again, there's only 4 or 5 frames filled in. These 2 frames are practically untouched. This frame is just starting. This frame is untouched. This frame is untouched, but this frame is good. So I'm just going to move them over and just pull out 1 frame to have a look at it, maybe 2. you ever have this thing glued on. Sort of squished it there, guys. I'm going to try this frame puller. Not really that I need it, but I happened upon it, so I want to try it. And I mean, I've just started not using gloves, right? So I don't want to rely on the frame puller because I'm just getting good at working with my hands. And look at this frame. That they've almost got this one completely capped off. Let's see how this side is going. Oh yeah, it's going beautifully too. So, and all the rest of them are pretty much looking like they're getting to be 80-90% capped. So that's a really good sign. I'm not going to mess anymore with this super at all. I'm just going to put it back together and know that I am going to get honey out of this hive. My other two hives might not be so good. So they've been struggling quite a bit. I put the honey supers on about 3 weeks to a month ago, and they really haven't done anything with them. So we'll have a look in the next two and see how they're doing. And thanks for joining me on 4D Honeybee.